right, we're juiced. Hold on, let me turn this off. We don't want no copyright infringement. All right, so see by the hands, we're getting greasy today. We're doing some maintenance on the truck. I had something happen yesterday that I wanted to share with you guys, because when I looked on trucker forums and stuff, I didn't really see anything about this. Well, I found one thing, and thankfully it led me to the right place. But yesterday, I swear I could smell gear oil inside the truck. And I thought, oh, I got an axle seal leaking or something like that, right? So I stopped, I checked, no axle seal leaking, no nothing like that. And then the end of the night, I got home, I shut the truck off, I go to gather up my things, I look on the floor and I see a big wet spot. I got oil coming from outside the dash. Now, this is not motor oil, okay? It was like a clear, clean oil. And I thought for a second, okay, it must be the transmission, because I just had that put in, and somehow oil's getting by one of the shift solenoids or something like that. The regulator is getting the airlines. I wound up not being the cause. So this thread I found said, you know, check your for your power divider, for your differential lock, the solenoid in there, the seals will go bad and oil will come by there and come up through the airline, because the airline is only charged when you lock in the diffs. When you don't lock them in, it's just empty. And also check the vents on the diffs. Well, come to find out, I had the little diff vents that have just a little cap on top, and they came up with a new version, as you can tell right there. New vent with a tube like the new trucks have. But so there's your diff interlock right there, and right up there is the airline I took off right here, and I just zip tied it to this, and look at all that oil on top of the diff. So what I did is I undid this and zip tied it up here and kicked it on, and it just started spitting oil out there. So this vent was all plugged up, so the diff built up pressure, and thankfully it didn't blow it out the axle seals. It fed it up this line all the way under the dash. Now I've already cleaned this. I'm trying not to get my truck greasy inside. I've already cleaned this, but hopefully you'll be able to tell. Okay. Now see, you're not going to be able to tell. You can see the oil around the switches there. Just kind of ran down. And then like in the floor, you can tell where it's still wet. But it just, I took these panels off and everything, and oil had just been running all the way down here, down the dash and out onto the floor and out towards the passenger side of the truck. I was like, I got home last night and I'm like, what the fuck? I got oil. Like I said, it was a clear oil. It wasn't like engine oil, because I know you can, air compressor seals will go bad and oil will start coming by it and go through the feed line, but this was not that. Of course the wind's going to start picking up now. So, and also on a second note, while we're talking about doing our daily maintenance, so these are the looms, right here and right here, that cover up this smaller harness and then this larger harness here, okay? And I looked in there and these had all built up dirt and everything, right? So as you can see, there's still some dirt in there. I prefer it not get into my battery box, but okay, sorry, small interruption, but so like I was saying, the wire looms have filled up with dirt, and my dad was like, oh, don't worry about it. But look at what the hell this made. This was inside the loom, and this is what happens when you get dirt and water and it fucking forms, and I mean, it's hard. It's fucking hard, and that'll eat right. I mean, the wires will like get pushed out of the loom. So especially for my buddies out there that run oil field, ting. So now I gotta get on a fucking air blower and fucking blow that up. But yeah, taken all the loom off, and I'm gonna replace it with new loom, but I'm gonna wash this all down and get all that dirt out of there. That dirt turned hard like a goddamn rock. You don't want that eating through a line, an air line, or a friggin', you know, rub through an air line, or cut through a wire and you lose your taillights. And also, as you can tell, old compressor, no AC, bad. So we got us a new, brand new, no reman, superseded part too. Brand new AC compressor, brand new fan switch, because the compressor was coming on, but at an idle the fan wasn't locking up. So we replaced the pigtail here. I did that a while back, and that fixed that initially. This was years ago, but then it was doing the same thing, and it wound up actually being this switch. And if they ask you for this at the parts store, they'll say, do you want the binary or the green? You want the green if you're looking for the one for the fan. This is what locks the fan up, pulls air across the condenser when you're at an idle. So fun stuff, guys. That's what we're doing a little truck maintenance, a little cleaning. We're not going out today, obviously. I called them this morning when I found the oil leaking inside behind my dash, and I'm like, I'm not working today, guys. Well, I'm working on the truck, so get her all fixed up. At least now we'll have cold air, because even though we're in Colorado and it still gets fairly cool at night, it's getting butt ass hot during the daytime. So alrighty, guys, catch you on the next vid. All right, good morning, YouTube. So yesterday worked on a truck all day long. Put a new valve on here. Tractor or trailer protection valve, or whatever they, tractor protection valve, I guess. Your inlets come out and then your trailer lines go out, but this cracked right here where this bolt was all the way across, and I was worried that eventually, because this is just like cast, I thought this would crack and start leaking, so we replaced that. We have new sleeper airbags. I'm worn out though. Spent all day on this thing, fixed a bunch of problems, replaced some broken hardware that we found with some good stainless stuff that's not going to break, and the oil coming behind the dash, I think we got that, and I'm lucky I didn't tear anything up. So what I did to verify my repair, I say I don't do that anymore. So there's the actuator, right? There's the power divider. This is what I got to buy next, because this pinion is somewhat loose. So you see I zip tied the line up there, okay? And to verify that that this isn't leaking, the actual differential lock actuator, the seal in here, is I ran this clear tube to the top of the axle. And then this morning I took it out on about a 50-mile trip, get it warmed up in there and down the interstate, and see if you know, any remnants of fluid was going to get by there into this clear tube. I leaked down onto the axle, and nothing. I mean, it's clear as day, so I'm pretty sure we got that. We're going to hook the airline back up to it. We got it cleaned out. Just like I said, took it off, flipped the switch in the truck, let it blow itself out. Quite a bit of oil in there. And then of course we put the two updated vents, or whatever they want to call them, in both the front and the rear axle housing. So they should be breathing good now. And yeah, that was a fun one. Luckily I found a guy had a similar problem online. Excuse me. That truckers report and all these other trucker forums are really good to look at. You know, if you have a problem with your truck, more than likely somebody else has seen this same problem, and you can even try YouTubing it too, and it'll leads you down the right rabbit hole, which is what happened here. It saved me from having to take it. I love my guys over at Stuart Stevenson. I don't like the $170 an hour they charge, and I don't expect anybody to work for free, so it saved me a trip to the shop. I was able to, thankfully it was a simple fix, I was able to find it myself, and we were good to go. Got my wire loom all cleaned out, all the way from fucking, like, just underneath the cab, and all the way back here to between the drives. Took all the loom off, cleaned up. I mean, you saw, I showed you yesterday the mud that got in there and dried up. Fixed a bunch of potential problems here where my airlines run up and touch these frame rails, like above here, up here, this one here, up here you can't see it, but just doing that good old preventative maintenance. We went through a hell of a rainstorm the other day, so it's all dirty. Trying to keep her on the road. So we got another load we're gonna pick up today, run out to Salt Lake, bring some LTL freight back. So it's light freight out and back, and hopefully we'll be back in town in a couple days and we'll do it again. Alrighty guys, as always, stay safe out there, stay away from the crazies, and we'll catch you on the next vid.